Hey you guys, it's Vijaya back at you with another video, and in this one I'm going to show you how to make my chestnut and cranberry stuffing for the holidays. Thanksgiving and Christmas are both right around the corner, and this is one of my favorite dishes to prepare. Firstly, bread. Who doesn't love bread? But the combination of the nutty chestnuts with the sweet tart cranberries is so fantastic, so addictive. So much so that I have it for breakfast the very next morning as well. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that info box. All the information that you need for the recipe is there. That being said, let's get started. So we're gonna start by preparing a few ingredients. I've already chopped up 3 strips of bacon, and now we have a celery, an onion, and a few herbs to chop up. So let's do it. So we're gonna finally chop up the celery, and I like cutting my celery into little batons like this, and then cutting along this way, and then giving it a fine chop. Next up, we're gonna finally chop up our onions. I like to go across like this. And we're gonna create almost a hatched effect, then straight down, and then across. Next up, I'm gonna strip off some rosemary right off the stem, like so. It's so fragrant. It has this pine-like aroma to it, which reminds me of the holidays. We're gonna give it a rough chop. Next up, I have some thyme, which pairs so well with rosemary. I'm gonna pull that off the stem as well, and then we're gonna give it a rough chop. So all my veggies are chopped up, and now let's talk about the stars of the show. I love this flavor pairing so much. I have some chestnuts here as well as some dried cranberries, and the chestnuts come in a little bag like this at the grocery store. You can also buy chestnuts fresh and roast them off yourself. I just find that these are really great in a pinch, especially around the holidays when you don't have a lot of time on your hands. They're sweet, they're perfectly cooked, and all you have to do is open the bag and toss them in, so I love that. In this pot, I have a little bit of olive oil, and to that I'm gonna add a touch of butter. Ooh, I love when butter melts in like that. And I'm gonna add in my chopped bacon as well. And we're gonna saute the bacon until it renders off most of its fat and gets a little crispy. So my bacon is now nice and golden and crispy. In go my veggies and herbs. And we're gonna saute these off until they're nice and soft. The kitchen smells so good right now. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Now I'm gonna crumble in my chestnuts. And you want them to be kind of chunky. I like to be able to stick a fork in them. So they're gonna be a few tiny pieces, a few whole pieces, but they're creamy, they're nutty, they're such a great addition. And now in go my cranberries. Dried cranberries are gonna add a little bit of tartness, a little bit of sweetness, and we're gonna plump these up in the fat that's in the pan. So this is just gonna bring the cranberries and the chestnuts back to life, and as you can tell, they're already getting super glossy. So we're gonna give this a couple of minutes to get things nice and toasty before we add our bread. All right, so I'm gonna turn the heat off at this point. My chestnuts are a little toasty, my cranberries nice and plump. And now is when we add our stale bread in. So let's see if I can get it all in one go. Perfection. And I'm gonna season up with a little bit of salt, some black pepper, and then we're gonna go in with our chicken stock. So in goes my chicken stock. So I've given you guys an approximate measurement, but different breads yield different absorption rates. So here's the key with the chicken stock. You want to add enough that the bread becomes moist but not wet. So you want it to slightly be crispy on the edges but still soft in the middle. And then as that bakes up, the flavor of the chicken stock mixed in with the bread, it becomes nice and tender but then crispy on the edges. It's so good. I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of parsley. I love the way that this is looking, the beautiful emerald green of the parsley paired with the ruby of the cranberries, so gorgeous. And now I'm gonna show you the texture of the bread that you're looking for. So it's slightly moist but firm in the middle. That is exactly what you're looking for. And now we're gonna transfer this entire mixture into a baking pan. And because I'm a little extra bougie and I like things indulgent, I am going to dot the top with a little bit of butter. And when you get that chunk that is completely soaked in butter. Trust me, it's like hitting the jackpot. It's so, so good. And it's just gonna melt through all the way into the bottom. And that's that. Now we're gonna pop it into a 400-degree oven, and we're gonna bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's nice and golden on top. Okay, you guys, I just pulled the stuffing out of the oven. The entire house smells like the holidays, which is a win-win for me. Everything is nice and toasty on top, and it's a matter of just tucking in. Ready? So I'm just gonna do a big scoop for me. Oh, so much steam. So many chestnuts and cranberries. Oh my goodness. And let's give it a taste. So I'm gonna get a little bit of chestnut, some cranberry, a lot of bread. I have a feeling that this is going to be a hot bite, but we shall see. My heart. There is a reason why I make this stuffing every Thanksgiving, every Christmas for the last gajillion years. It is so, so good. You get that flavor of the rosemary paired with the chestnut. So it's as if you went like hunting or like foraging one day and you're like, hey, I saw a pig, let's make some bacon. And then you saw a chestnut tree and you collected the chestnuts and you collected that herbs. It has like a very huntery vibe to it. The pairing of the smoky bacon, the creaminess of the chestnuts, the tartness of the cranberries in there, and then the butteriness of the bread. It just brings everything together. If you're celebrating Thanksgiving or Christmas, and even if you're not, be sure to slather this bad boy with a ton of gravy as well. It's so, so good. This, you guys, is my chestnut and cranberry stuffing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give me a big ol' thumbs up. You know how that makes me feel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more videos. And as always, if you're looking to leave me a comment, a suggestion, leave it in the comments box down below. Until my next video, I will see you all later. Happy holidays!